Some of the greatest influencers in my life have been my grandmother, Roma Gibson, and my mother, Roma King. And professionally, I have had two women who were incredible role models to me, all coming up, who still work in banking and have been a huge influence.
The person who probably has influenced me the most personally would have to be my mom, who's standing right over here. And she's really taught me everything I know about living. She's taught me how to be actually first a good worker. She was always a dedicated employee. She's taught me a lot about work ethic, and she's also taught me everything about being charitable and good and kind. And she's just my greatest influence, probably both personally and professionally, but also my husband, who works with me and has the misery of working with me, I guess, every day. And he's really taught me a lot.
The person who has influenced me most professionally is my current administrator, Brian Landry, who works for Children's Hospital. I've learned a lot from Brian about leadership and communication, and it's really made a difference in the work that I do. On a personal level, I would have to say it's my husband of 35 years, Phil Alessandro. When I first met Phil, I was 20 years old and he was 19, and it was one of those things we just knew that we wanted to spend the rest of our lives together. And I have to say that Phil has been my biggest supporter and cheerleader through the years. I love him very much, and his love has made all the difference in my success, not only in my career, but as a mother and a grandmother.
Would be my children, because I had to be really good because they are so wonderful, and their daddy, Rick, and my parents, who taught me that you need to give back to the community. You can't make any complaints or you can't celebrate unless you're an active part of it.
My biggest influence from the first moments I can remember were my parents, who told me that I could do anything I wanted to do. And I've been lucky along the way to have a lot of supportive friends and family.
Professionally, my biggest influence was my 8th grade teacher, because she was the one who looked at me talking to another student saying, "Evelyn, I think you'd make a good teacher." So that was really the impetus in terms of my thinking of myself as a teacher. And personally, Jesus Christ.
I would say my biggest professional influence has been my co-founder at SENO, Social Entrepreneurs of New Orleans, Morgan Williams. Without him, I don't think our nonprofit would ever have taken off, and I've just learned so much from him about what it means, about how to build teams, and what it means to be a good person. And also my Caroline Romer Shirley at the Charter School Association on what it means to be loyal. And then personally, of course, my mother. And then the president, because he inspires me to exercise in the mornings. If he can exercise, I can exercise. He's way busier than I am.
It really is exciting to be here. Very, very proud to participate in this event and represent people's health, and the woman that is selected as Woman of the Year. Leadership takes many different turns. There's the vocal type, whose mere presence commands attention. And there are the quiet ones who let their actions do the talking. Many fall somewhere in between, knowing when to be heard and when to listen. The 2010 City Business Woman of the Year has been groomed for the leadership role she holds through the exposure to all these styles. She wasn't content, though, with merely assuming her duties. Her goal has been to master them, and mission accomplished. Her role is complex in that she leads a business that is not only concerned with its bottom line, but she must also be constantly mindful of its effect on the community. She has excelled in both regards. Her business is synonymous with New Orleans. Its success has elevated the region at a time when it was most in need. And even when we celebrate better times, our Woman of the Year is looking for ways to further cement her business reputation in this community. She feels success is not an excuse to rest on one's laurels. And that's great news, because everyone here wants to see her business succeed again and again and again and again. The New Orleans City Business Woman of the Year for 2010. Who dat? To that. New Orleans Saints co-owner and vice president, Rita Benson-Levin.
I hope that. Thank you. Mark, Lisa, Mike, you made me cry, so I had to compose myself. Thankfully, there was a joke at the end. Thank you all. Thank you, City Business. Anyway, I am privileged, honored, amazed at the women that are here. I think that our community is incredibly blessed because of the people we have here. But thank you, City Business, for celebrating the women, because I'm in a man's world, and I usually say, oh, there's no difference. We're all going at it at the same time. So for all of you, I'm going to say, there is such a difference. I'm very proud to be a female. Thank you. Cry at inappropriate times, because we put our heart and soul into it. But I wouldn't be here without my friends, who in the community are so many of the people who are honored here today. Phyllis Landrew, Mary Landrew. I mean, there are so many people. There's a friend of mine who had to leave, Sarah Usden, who's with New Schools for New Orleans. She's one who always cries when she does presentations, but that always makes me feel better about when I get up there and choke up. But just looking at all the people that are here, these 50 incredible women, how strong are we? How strong is our community because of this team that we have, this team of people? And so behind my team, if my table, Saints table over there would stand, if you could all cheer for them a little bit, because I wouldn't be here without all of them. My friends too. My friends, it's not just people working here, it's my friends too. Y'all have to stand because I'm embarrassing you. But thank you again. Thank you for being here. Thank you for working here, for volunteering here, and being just as passionate as we are. We use the team to showcase who we are, the strength of New Orleans, the strength of how excited and tenacious we all are about living here, because we wouldn't be here without one another. And I'm amazed at how we are redefining ourselves, and I love to talk about that, and that's what makes public speaking easy for me, because otherwise I dread it. So thank you for being women, and thank you for those of you who support the women that you love and believe in. Thank you.